Speak these 6 words and toxic people will avoid you. You watch someone walk into a room and toxic people immediately back off. They sense something, a boundary they cannot cross. Meanwhile, you speak up, set limits, and somehow toxic people keep pushing. They drain you. They ignore your words. You cannot figure out why your boundaries do not work. It is not about being louder. It is not about being aggressive. It is not about long explanations. It is about weight. Your words need weight, and weight comes from precision. The ancient Stoics knew this. They used specific words that created invisible shields around them. In this video, you will learn 6 words. 6 Stoic words that make toxic people naturally avoid you. Not because you fight them, not because you argue, but because these words create a force field they cannot penetrate. Marcus Aurelius used these principles to protect his peace in the chaos of the Roman Empire. Toxic people drain your energy because you use too many words. You explain, you justify, you defend, and every word you add weakens your position. The Stoics understood that power lives in brevity. Seneca wrote, "The wise person speaks only when necessary, and when they speak, their words carry the weight of mountains." These 6 words work because they do 3 things. First, they establish boundaries without negotiation. Second, they remove emotional fuel toxic people feed on. Third, they signal strength without aggression. This is not a trick. This is ancient wisdom applied to modern manipulation. When you use these words, you will notice something shift. Toxic people will test you once, maybe twice. Then they will move on. They will find easier targets. People who explain, people who justify, people who have not learned what you are about to learn. Marcus Aurelius faced senators who lied, generals who manipulated, advisors who schemed. He did not argue with them. He did not explain himself to them. He used precise language that ended conversations before they became battles. So what are these 6 words? And more importantly, when do you use them? Each word serves a specific purpose. Each word targets a specific type of toxic behavior. Let me show you the first word, and you will immediately recognize where you need to use it. The 6 words are no, enough, goodbye, respect, boundaries, silence. Simple words. But when used with Stoic precision, they become unbreakable shields. Let me break down the first word right now. Word 1, no. You have said no before, many times, but toxic people ignore it. Why? Because you add words after it. No, because I am busy. No, I do not think I can. No, maybe another time. Every word you add after no creates a negotiation opportunity. The Stoics never negotiated boundaries. Seneca taught his students, no is a complete sentence. When someone asks you to do something that violates your peace, your time, or your values, you say one word, no. Then you stop talking. You do not explain. You do not justify. You do not soften it. The silence after no carries more power than 1,000 explanations. Here is how this plays out. Toxic coworker approaches you. Can you cover my shift again? You have covered 3 times already. Your instinct is to say, no, I have plans. Maybe ask someone else. Stop. Instead you say, no. Then you maintain eye contact. You do not smile. You do not apologize. You wait, watch what happens. They will try once more. Come on, just this once. You repeat, no, conversation over. Why does this work? Toxic people manipulate through your explanations. When you explain, they find weak points. When you justify, they argue with your reasons. When you soften your no, they hear maybe. but a single word no with silence after it gives them nothing to work with. No weak points, no arguments, no room for manipulation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The obstacle is the path. Your refusal to explain becomes the obstacle they cannot overcome." Here is the mistake most people make. They say no correctly, then they feel guilty. So they send a text later explaining, or they apologize the next day, or they offer an alternative to ease the tension. Stop. Every time you circle back to explain, you teach toxic people that your no is negotiable. The Stoics never circled back. Another scenario. Family gathering. Manipulative relative asks, "Why do you not visit more often?" Guilt trip incoming. Your instinct? "Well, I have been busy with work and the drive is long and..." Stop. Stoic response, "I visit when I choose to." They push. That is selfish. You respond, "No." Just that, no. You're not arguing whether it is selfish. You are not defending your choices. You are establishing that this conversation ends here. Epictetus taught an advanced technique. When toxic people keep pushing after your no, you do not get louder. You do not get angry. You simply repeat the word no, same tone, same volume, like a wall that does not move. They ask again. No, they try guilt. No, they try anger. No. Eventually they realize they are arguing with a mountain. Mountains do not negotiate. When you master the Stoic no, 3 things happen immediately. First, toxic people stop asking you for favors. They move to easier targets. Second, people who respect boundaries start respecting you more. They see strength, not rudeness. Third, you reclaim hours of your life. Hours you used to spend explaining, justifying, defending decisions that were already made. Seneca said, "Time is the most valuable thing a person can spend." Your no protects your time. Here is your practice. In the next 24 hours, someone will ask you for something. Something that drains you. Something you do not want to do. When that moment comes, say no, 1 word, then stop talking. Do not explain. Do not apologize. Do not fill the silence. Just observe what happens. Watch how they react. Watch how you feel. This is not theory. This is practice. The Stoics believed wisdom without action is worthless. Now, you might be thinking, what if they keep pushing? What if no is not enough? What if they escalate, manipulate, or create drama? This is where the second word comes in. A word that stops escalation dead in its tracks. A word that toxic people cannot argue with. Let me show you. Word 2, enough. You said no, they ignored it. Now they are escalating, raising their voice, playing victim, creating drama. This is the moment most people break. They start explaining again, defending their no, justifying their boundaries. Stop. This is where enough comes in. 1 word that cuts through manipulation like a sword. Epictetus taught, some things are within our control, others are not. Their reaction, not your control. Your response, completely yours. Enough is that response. Here is how Stoics used enough. When someone kept pushing after a boundary was set, they did not argue the details. They did not defend their position. They said 1 word, enough. Then they physically removed themselves. Walk away. End the call. Close the door. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Enough declares that this conversation is an outside event you no longer participate in. The word works because it is not a negotiation. It is a declaration. You are not asking them to stop. You are announcing that you have stopped engaging. Let me give you a real scenario. Friend guilt trips you for missing their event. You said no, you could not attend. They push. You never make time for me. You are a terrible friend. Everyone else showed up. Your instinct. Defend yourself. List all the times you did show up. Explain your reasons again. Stop. Stoic response. Enough. They continue, so you do not even care. You repeat, enough. Then you leave the conversation. Text, call, in person, does not matter. You exit. They cannot guilt-trip someone who is not there. Seneca said, "The wise person removes themselves from what harms them." Guilt is harm. Why does enough destroy manipulation? Toxic people need your engagement. Every word you speak gives them ammunition. Every defense you make creates new attack angles. But enough plus exit removes their fuel source. They cannot manipulate someone who is not listening. They cannot guilt-trip someone who has left. The psychology is simple. Manipulators require participation. Enough withdraws your participation. Not angrily, not defensively, calmly, like turning off a switch. Marcus Aurelius faced senators who tried this daily. He would listen once, say enough, and leave the room. They learned quickly. His boundaries were not negotiable. The mistake saying enough, then explaining why. Enough, I'm just tired of this. Enough, you always do this. No, enough stands alone. No explanation, no justification, just exit. Your practice. Next time someone pushes past your no, say enough once, then physically remove yourself. Leave the room, end the call, close the message thread. Do not wait for their response. Do not check if they understood, just exit. Epictetus taught, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. Enough is how you claim it. Now you might ask, what if they follow me? What if they keep texting? What if they show up? This brings us to word 3, the word that creates permanent distance. Let me show you. Word 3, goodbye. Why this word matters. Word number 3. The word toxic people fear most. Goodbye, not see you later. Not maybe we need space. Goodbye, permanent, final, non-negotiable. Marcus Aurelius wrote, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. But I have seen the beauty and ugliness of such people. He knew some people never change. Goodbye is how you accept that truth. Here is the Stoic method for goodbye. You do not owe toxic people an explanation for leaving. You do not need their permission. You do not wait for the perfect moment. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The suffering you imagine from saying goodbye is worse than the reality of saying it. The method, state it once, goodbye, then execute complete separation. Block the number. Unfollow on social media. Avoid shared spaces. No final conversation. No closure meeting. No last chance. Stoics understood some relationships are poison. You do not negotiate with poison. You remove it. Real scenario. Toxic family member. Every gathering becomes their drama stage. They insult you, play victim, manipulate others against you. You have tried boundaries. You have tried limiting contact. Nothing works. They escalate every time. Your family says, but they are family. You cannot just cut them off. Watch this. Stoic response, goodbye. I will no longer attend events where they are present. But what about holidays? Goodbye means goodbye. But you will hurt Mom's feelings. Mom's feelings are not your responsibility. Your peace is. Epictetus taught, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Your family might call you cold. Let them. Your mental health matters more than their comfort with dysfunction. Why does goodbye destroy toxic people? Because their power comes from your presence. Every interaction feeds their control. Every response validates their behavior. Every time you stay, you teach them, my boundaries are negotiable. Goodbye removes their stage. They cannot manipulate someone who is gone. They cannot guilt trip someone who is not listening. They cannot play victim to an empty room. Marcus Aurelius dealt with betrayal from his own generals. He did not try to fix them. He removed them from his circle. Permanently, no second chances for those who proved their character. Goodbye is not cruelty. It is self-preservation. Your practice. Write down one name, one person who drains you repeatedly. Someone you have tried to fix, tried to change, tried to manage. Someone who never improves. That person needs to hear goodbye, not next month. Not after one more chance, this week. Say it once, then execute separation. Stoics believed in decisive action. Hesitation is suffering. But what if they refuse to accept your goodbye? That brings us to word 4, the word that makes your boundaries unbreakable. Word 4, respect, word number 4. The foundation every boundary stands on. Respect, not as a request. As a requirement, Marcus Aurelius wrote, the object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. Toxic people want you in their insane world where disrespect is normal. Respect is how you refuse entry. This word is not about earning their respect. It is about demanding your own. Here is how Stoics weaponized respect. They did not ask for it. They stated it as fact. When someone crossed a line, they said, I require respect in this relationship. Not I would like respect. Not can you please respect me. I require respect. Then they gave one choice. Meet this standard or lose access to me. Seneca taught, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a person perfected without trials. Toxic people are your trial. Respect is your polish. The method is simple. State your respect requirement once. Give them 24 hours to demonstrate change. If they fail, execute goodbye. No second warnings, no explanations. Standards without consequences are suggestions. Real scenario. Boss disrespects you publicly, belittles your work in meetings, takes credit for your ideas, talks over you constantly. You need the job, so you stay quiet. Wrong move. Stoic response. Private conversation. I require respect in our professional relationship. That means no public criticism, credit for my contributions, and space to speak in meetings. Can you meet that standard? They laugh it off or make excuses. You respond, I need a clear yes or no. They say, you are too sensitive. Stoic move, start documenting everything. Update your resume. Begin job searching. Why? Because Epictetus said, no person is free who is not master of themselves. A job that requires you to accept disrespect is a prison. Respect means being willing to walk away from anything that violates it, even income. Why does demanding respect transform relationships? Because it forces toxic people to make a choice they hate, change, or lose you. Most people negotiate their standards down. They accept 60% respect because they fear being alone. Stoics did the opposite. Marcus Aurelius demanded 100% or nothing. He removed advisors who showed disrespect once, not 3 times, once. The psychology. When you accept disrespect, you teach people your boundaries are flexible. When you demand respect with consequences, you teach them this person values themselves. Toxic people avoid people who value themselves. Too much work, not enough control. Your self-respect becomes your protection, your practice. Write 3 specific respect requirements for your relationships, not vague feelings, concrete behaviors. Example, No yelling during disagreements. No name-calling ever. Listening without interrupting. Then communicate these to one person who violates them. Use exact words. I require respect. Here is what that means to me. Can you meet this standard? Their response tells you everything. But what if they agree, then violate it anyway? That is where word 5 comes in. The word that makes violations impossible. Word 5. Boundaries. Why this word matters. Word number 5. The architecture of self-protection. Boundaries. Not suggestions. Not preferences. Walls. Epictetus said, first learn the meaning of what you say and then speak. Most people say boundary but mean request. Stoics built boundaries like Romans built walls, impenetrable, visible, enforced. This word is not about being nice. It's about being unreachable to those who harm you. Here is the Stoic boundary formula. Every boundary has two parts, the line and the consequence. The line, what behavior is unacceptable. The consequence, what happens when they cross it. No consequence means no boundary, just a wish. Seneca wrote, if you live according to nature, you will never be poor. If according to opinion, you will never be rich. Toxic people operate on opinion. They test boundaries constantly. Stoics operated on nature. Natural law, actions have consequences. The method, state your boundary once with its consequence. My boundary, no phone calls after 9 p.m. Consequence, I will not answer and I will end our next conversation immediately. Then enforce it every single time. No exceptions, no explanations. Consistency is the boundary. Real scenario. Parent calls you 5 times a day. Always drama, always urgent. Never actually urgent. You have asked them to limit calls. They ignore it. Stoic boundary. Mom, I love you, but I can only take 1 call per day, scheduled in advance. If you call outside that time, I will not answer for 48 hours. She tests it immediately. Calls that evening. You do not answer. She calls 6 more times. You do not answer. She texts, are you okay? Emergency? You do not respond. 48 hours later, you call back, I told you my boundary. You crossed it. This is the consequence. She protests, but what if there was a real emergency? Stoic response. Real emergencies go to 911, not to me. Marcus Aurelius dealt with his mother's constant interference in state matters. He loved her. He also limited her access. Love does not require unlimited access. Why do most boundaries fail? No enforcement. People state boundaries, then cave when tested. Every time you fail to enforce, you teach toxic people, this boundary is negotiable. Keep pushing and it disappears. Stoics understood behavioral psychology before it existed. Consistent consequences create behavior change. Inconsistent consequences create chaos. When Marcus Aurelius set a boundary with the Senate, he enforced it without emotion. Not anger, not guilt, just consequence. The psychology is simple. People respect what you protect. You do not protect your boundaries with words. You protect them with actions. Every violation you allow becomes your new standard. Every consequence you enforce becomes your reputation, your practice. Choose one boundary you have stated but not enforced. Write it down with its consequence. Example, boundary, no discussing my personal life at family dinners. Consequence, I leave the dinner immediately. Then enforce it once this week, just once. Watch how it changes everything. Epictetus taught, if you want something good, get it from yourself. Your boundaries are that good thing. But what if they get angry when you enforce boundaries? What if they explode? That brings us to word 6, the most powerful word of all. Word 6, silence. Word number 6. The most devastating weapon in the Stoic arsenal. Silence. Not the silent treatment. Not passive aggression. Strategic absence of response. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Toxic people feed on your reactions, your anger, your defense, your explanation. Silence starves them. This is not about ignoring problems. This is about refusing to participate in their chaos. Here is how Stoics weaponized silence. They did not respond to provocations. They did not defend accusations. They did not explain themselves to people who refused to understand. Epictetus taught, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." Toxic people think they know everything about you. Your silence proves they know nothing. The method is surgical. When they provoke, say nothing. When they accuse, say nothing. When they demand explanations, say nothing. Not forever, strategically. Seneca practiced this with his political enemies. They would attack him publicly. He would respond with silence. His silence made their attacks look desperate. Their words echoed in emptiness. Your silence is not weakness. It is refusal to give them ammunition. Real scenario. Ex-partner texts you. Long paragraph about how you ruined their life. How you are selfish. How you never cared. They want a response. They need your reaction to feel powerful. All you would defend yourself. Write paragraphs back. Prove them wrong. Stoic you. Silence, complete radio silence. They text again. Are you ignoring me? Silence. They text a third time. I deserve an answer. Silence. They call. You do not answer. They leave voicemail. You do not listen. Why? Because Marcus Aurelius understood you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Their words are outside events. Your silence is your power. 3 days later they stop. Why? Because manipulation requires participation. You refuse to participate. Your silence ended the game. Why is silence so powerful? Because toxic people are addicted to your attention. Every response is a hit of dopamine. Every defense validates their attack. Every explanation gives them new material. Your silence breaks their addiction. They escalate at first, get louder, more aggressive, more desperate. This is called an extinction burst in psychology. The behavior gets worse before it stops. Stoics expected this. They did not break. Epictetus said, if you wish to be a writer, write. If you wish to be free, be silent. When you stop feeding toxic behavior with responses, it dies. Not immediately, eventually. Your consistency in silence is more powerful than any words you could say. Silence is not avoidance. It is strategic disengagement from battles you cannot win. Your final practice. Choose one toxic person who constantly provokes you. For the next 24 hours, respond to nothing they say or do. No texts, no calls, no explanations. Complete silence. They will escalate, let them. They will demand responses, give none. They will call you childish. Stay silent. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire while maintaining inner silence against thousands of critics. You can maintain silence against one toxic person for 1 day. This is not the end. This is the beginning. These 6 words, know, enough, goodbye, respect, boundaries, silence, are your stoic shield. But how do you use them together? Stay until the end. I will show you the complete system.